Then let's continue. Start investment decision, finding your company's beta and CAPM. Okay, at the end of the day, we will determine whether invest this stock or not. Okay, by comparing the required rate of return and expected rate of return. The expected rate of return is the return by annual basis we already calculated. So Apple, the expected rate of return is 35.76%. So I'm going to link this expected rate of return of equity from the calculation of this. Okay, then we'll get the required rate of return. So from the raw data that we collected, the stock price, monthly stock price of the market and monthly price of the stock for the maybe 20 or 30 years, starting from year 2000, 1985. It depends on which company you choose. Now, what we need is not the annual basis. The stock price. What we need is just the 60-month monthly basis stock price from the market and stock. Okay, so we're starting from April 1st, 2016 to the March 1st, 2021. That's enough information in order to calculate the beta, the relationship sensitivity to the market, right? So we collected, it's pretty simpler than before collecting the stock price, because we just starting from here April 1st, 2016 to, okay, this number we collect from only the monthly basis. You don't have to collect January 1st, 2017, 2016 only you can just copy and paste all this the monthly basis. Okay, here. So this number is only what is what we want to get to calculate the beta. Why do we need the beta? As you remember, CAPM is calculated from RF and RM, market risk premium, and then we multiply this market premium by the beta, and then we get the equity risk premium, and then add this RF, we get the CAPM model, which is required rate of return on equity. Okay, so I collected only the monthly basis recent 5 years, which is 60 months. If we collect 2 long years information, like 10 years or 20 years for this, the beta, it's it's not much the fit for the recent sensitivity of the stock. That's why we are just collecting monthly. So 60 stock prices is enough, right? If we collect the daily sensitivity, is too much sensitive. Daily, the stock price is too much sensitive. Weekly or monthly, but the monthly is recommended. Okay, and then once we collect this, the Apple stock price monthly basis for the recent 60 month, also we collect the market, the recent 60 months from, there you go. We have also there the monthly, the market prices, from here to the March 1st, and then copy and paste to here. So we got this, the prices. Now we calculate the monthly rate. The recent one divided by old one divided minus 1, we got the percentage, and then the click. So we got this monthly rate of return, monthly holding period rate of return. In the same way, Apple stock, we have this monthly rate of return. Okay, so we got it. Now let's calculate the beta and all this information. Let's calculate the beta first. Beta, we are using the function is Apple. Always known y-axis, which is the objectives, which is the stock, the chosen company. When that explains when the market runs, then how much is the sensitivity, the slope in the objective. on the y-axis. Okay, so we put the y-axis here first, and then x-axis, which is market. So order is very important. Order is important. So 1.27 is the beta that we calculate. Now let's collect that information. The risk-free rate we are using is 3 months treasury bill. I know treasury bill also has some percentage that has the risk. That's why that has the rate of return. But the reason why we say this is risk-free rate is that the country has the most safest place, right? The safest place we can use. So I found that information from the research. Once I put the hard number, you must explain where do you get it. So I got this information from this website, Y-chart. The long-term average treasury bill rate is 4.25%. If you found this other number, please use that number, okay? As long as you put where you get it and how you got it, then that's totally fine, okay? And then rate of return, NASDAQ. Okay, where do you get it? Okay, we already calculate here the NASDAQ 15. Okay, if you use other numbers based on your calculation, not NASDAQ but Standard & Poor's 500 or NYSE New York Stock Exchanges, that's totally fine. Now, what is the market risk premium? Market risk premium is calculated in this way. So RM minus RF, and then we have the market risk premium, MRP. And then we multiply this 11.21% market risk premium by the beta 1.27, so that we get this, the accurate risk premium. So accurate risk premium, okay, what happened? Just give me a second. Okay, accurate risk premium is the market risk premium times beta. Then we have accurate risk premium should be added this the treasury bill. So the required rate of return of on the equity is 18.49%. So do we invest or not? Yes, definitely in this case, because we invest, definitely invest. Why? Because expected rate of return on equity is greater than required rate of return. Okay. Then let's draw the characteristic line in order to understand this CAPM model and the beta. Okay, and then let's draw this security market line in graph in order to understand this the CAPM model. So how do you draw the characteristic line? So here we go. We draw from the market here, and monthly rate as well as monthly rate. We drag these two parts, and then here on the insert, find the scatter chart. Okay, there you go. We found this monthly rate of the market and the Apple Inc. And then let's just click one of dots and then add the trend line with the equation. So as you can see that this equation now shows characteristic line, the relationship between the stock and Apple. So this line has the slope 1.27, which is the same as we calculated beta. On beta, 1.27 exactly same, right? Also, we can draw a security market line in graph. First, we need to collect the beta, the risk-free rate, where do you get it? Beta. And then what is the required rate of return? Required rate of return of this risk-free rate is, right, we can calculate in this way, plus now the market rate minus the RF, which is market risk premium, now times, oh, I want to just remove this minus. Then what is the beta of the RF? The beta of risk-free rate is zero, always zero. Why? When the market moves, the treasury bill rate doesn't change. That's why the risk-free rate, the risk-free rate of the required rate of return is the same as the, oh, I'm sorry, that is the beta is zero. It's my mistake. It's not the percentage, by the way. Beta is zero, and then required rate of return of the risk-free rate as risk-free securities is 4.25, exactly the same as the rate of return of the risk-free rate itself. And the market beta, what was the market beta? How do you calculate market beta? It's same, the slope of the market monthly rate, comma, as we practiced in class, we have the same y-axis and x-axis of the market, so we have exactly one, right? So what is the required rate of return? We can also calculate the same way, how the risk-free rate plus, right, a market risk premium now times 1, right? Oh, I'm going to use this instead of this. And then the security Apple stock beta, we already calculated 1.27. And then required rate of return, we calculated 49. So we are using this beta and required rate of return. Which is the y-axis? Which was the y-axis? Right. The beta is the required rate of return is y-axis. So when you just drag this part, and then in the same way we draw this line, now we got this one. Okay, as you can see that I believe these three dots must be on the same line, which is security market line. So x-axis is the beta. Okay, 1 is the market beta. When the market beta 1 is 15.46%, and then this intercept on the y-axis that has the beta is equal to 0 is the risk-free securities, the treasury bill, and then this dots has the security, which is Apple, 1.27 around there, and then required rate of return is around 18%. Okay, so I'm going to add this trend line, display equation. Then now, what is this? You need to explain what is this equation as well. This equation explains the relationship between the beta and required rate of return. So this 0.1121 is no longer the beta on the characteristic line in graph. This 11.21% is now the market risk premium. The reason why all these dots are on the same line, which is the security market line, is that they actually, all this line shares the same intercept, and then the market risk premium. That's why all these dots on the same line. Okay, so that's it. So once you calculate like this, you can imagine that your expected rate of return based on the historical data, like recent to 20 years, is 35%. That's higher than required rate of return. That means that if you draw this line, now it shows not over 20%. It is located 35% expected rate of return is located over there. So you can definitely invest. Okay, that's it. and then you must interpret all these informations and explanations of each the lines or the inputs or outputs on the Word file. Okay, that's all. Guys, see you. Bye bye.